after a lot of speculation, yesterday the information came out, and not only was it pretty sick to see, but it also turns out it's not going to exactly be what we thought it was. And then also, Apex seemed to be a little upset the fact that it got leaked to begin with. And Apex Pro chimed in on the situation as well, and some new issues taking place in the Apex Legends store. If you guys want to stay up to date with all things going on in the world of Apex Legends news, then of course like the video and subscribe to the channel. And without further ado, let's dive into what's happening in the scene right now. So you guys may remember in the last couple of videos, we have discussed this brand new dropship theory that seems to be going on in the game. And this started whenever a pro player by the name of Tech had actually released in the custom lobbies, you could actually now select the ALGS mode, which was a little bit different considering it had spawn selection variances where you would basically just spawn in the middle of the air, spawn without jump master, and all sorts of different settings were definitely being tested. We even saw from a pro coach whose name was Dutch that this is exactly what this feature would look like. It would basically bring in a respawn beacon dropship. You would drop out of the sky, but instead of dropping, you would actually redeploy. And this redeploy height was pretty small, which basically only allowed you to drop at that POI. And we had heard from Respawn a couple of months ago that they were testing something to fix the old issue with the dropship not covering all POIs, but we didn't know exactly what it was. Many thought this 2 concept dropship, this 4 dropship concept, but in long story short, we did get an update yesterday and it came by way of a leak. So it started out when esports had posted that EA laid out a controversial plan to remove the dropship start from the Apex Legends competitive side. Teams would no longer drop out of a dropship, but they would spawn into one of 29 POI locations per map decided by a POI draft at the start of each ALGS playdate. And EA believes that this will be a greater test of skill. Now, if you want to see a little bit more of a breakdown of how this would work, of course, go check out my ALGS channel. We dove into it a little bit more this morning, but essentially it turns out that a lot of this complaining and yes, we hear you, we're going to make some changes, was actually not for ranked. It wasn't for us. It wasn't for the game in general. It was just for ALGS. So these pros would basically go through a snake draft similar to your NFL fantasy sports, in which they would get to select their POIs that they're going to land at. And so the problem is, while this is a great idea for honestly competitive and honestly the game in general, because the games are looked at as a sport, Apex lore kind of makes the battle royale a sports side of things. So having a POI selection snake draft makes total sense in the lore. However, it's a very complex system that they're trying to implement into the ALGS, and I just think we're way too far behind in the world of ranked, in the world of pubs, to make this really applicable to now. So sadly, if you think this sounds really cool, it doesn't look like they have plans for ranked right now. And some people think it shouldn't even come at all. It should just be for competitive. Rogue, which is a popular streamer for Apex, says it's a great idea for competitive, but ranked and everything else should remain random. I don't know, maybe pubs, but I really do think ranked could benefit from something like this, but I understand it's very complex and it's probably a little bit harder to implement that inside the game. Hopefully something in the future though, because I think it'd be a great change. Now, the reason why Apex is really upset about this information being out there is because it wasn't supposed to be out yet. It was just simply a message to all the pro players inside of the pro player Discord, and someone decided to leak it out. This was the partnerships guy for Apex over at EA and Respawn, and he said if you're going to leak it, at least leak the full thing. And so the part that they left out made it very clear that this is not just simply coming, it's just in a beta test and feedback era. Now, it looks like it originated from a leak on Reddit, so someone in that pro Discord, some pro player in the game, is the one who actually told a source who actually leaked it on Reddit, and then these guys got a hold of it. But obviously Apex seemed to be very frustrated that this stuff got leaked out and was getting spread all over the internet yesterday, which is crazy because these guys also get like these media early access kits for new seasons and new content coming into the game. You would think that like if they have that relationship with Apex, you know, they probably wouldn't partake in that. But I don't know. It wasn't only Apex that was frustrated with it yesterday. It was also TSM's former social media manager that said it's a real shame that information like this that gets shared in private with Apex pros where they're specifically told to not share anything outside of it gets leaked out. Even his Watson was pretty frustrated with it as well, saying how much cooler would the new seasons and patches be if everything didn't get data mined and leaked out through NDA breaches. The NDA breaches have always been so bad. There's multiple people I know that if asked will just leak everything they know for nothing in return. And this is completely true. I saw one comment saying where they're probably getting paid like $20 a leak or something. That's just not true at all. There's so many sources out there that just find it to be a thrill to like be on the run or kind of be in secret and be doing things they shouldn't be doing, so they'll just do it completely free. Now, lastly, want to make mention of an issue that seems to be going on for a lot of you people inside of the store. I know we've talked about people not receiving their Apex coins. I know we've talked about the badges basically being eliminated from all of your accounts, and also people having their challenges completely wiped out of all the progress that they had made. But what I haven't seen was this issue that got some traction on Reddit yesterday, where they were buying $20 worth of Apex coins And instead of receiving 2150 Apex coins, which is the bonus that you get, they instead got 2050. So they just got ripped off of 100 Apex coins for no reason. Some people in the comments had shared the same issue, but some had offered a solution that maybe it was because your account was in the negative, which apparently is something that you can do. You can have like negative 100 Apex coins, and I have no idea how that happens, but they might actually start charging you back for it. Who knew that you could be in debt to Respawn? Let me know what you guys think about all the topics mentioned in today's video and this whole dropship change with the snake draft. Do you think that that's something that should come into ranked, or should it just be for the competitive players? See you all in the next one. Have a great rest of your day, and until the next time, we will see you all later, Gators. Poppy.